Welcome back to my studio. Today we're painting this beautiful pale pink peony. I'm starting off with a little puddle of madder rose. You can use whatever pink or red that you want to use for this. The consistency of the puddle is about tea consistency, so it's pretty thin. And I do end up putting a little extra water on my brush as I go around to lighten up some of those petals. I'm making a cloud shape of little squiggles, and then towards the bottom of that rounded cloud shape, I make sure to have a few more larger swoops, as that will be the base of the interior petals. And then I crunch up a paper towel and dab it into the still wet paint. That way it adds a bit more texture. For the bud next to it, I'm using that same puddle of madder rose, making sure to leave a couple dry paper white spots near the center for a highlight. I'm drying the main round interior part of the flower as well as the bud. I'm using a hairdryer, but you can use a heat tool as well. Whatever you have on hand, just don't get too close to the watercolor on the paper with the heat gun or the hairdryer. You don't want to push it around too much. The next step for the peony is to add the petals that are coming down from the main part of the flower. It almost looks like a tutu of half heart-shaped petals, just a little bumpier than the smooth round heart shape, but pretty much the top half of the hearts in a tutu form all around the base of the flower. While the petals are still wet, I'm dabbing in a little bit more of that madder red straight from the pan. This gives it a nice soft shading look. When the wet darker paint goes into the wet lighter paint that's still wet, it gives it a wet on wet effect, and it gives it a softer shading effect. You can go into it while it's still wet and soften it up even more. I'm adding a few more petals to the heart-shaped petal tutu going around the base of the flower, and again dabbing in a little bit more of that madder rose while it's still wet to create some shading and interest on the petals. Then going back into that same light wash and continuing with that tutu of heart-shaped petals around to the other side of the peony. Adding a few more bumps onto the heart-shaped petal so it looks more like a peony petal, and adding the last few petals towards the back of the peony, making sure to stop at the already dry main round part of the flower, and then dabbing in some more darker color straight from the pan, and then picking a little bit of it back up by dabbing it on a paper towel, and then picking the paint back up like a sponge off of the paper. For this next step, we're adding a bit more of that madder rose into our little puddle. You want it to be darker than your light petals that are already there. And we're making a wiggly line going all the way across the peony, and then bringing that wet area that we just put down up towards the top of the flower in little squiggles, lightening it up a bit with a bit of water, and then going back into that puddle of madder rose and adding more little squiggles in a diagonal up towards the top of the flower, and then dabbing in a little bit of the darker madder rose straight from the pan and letting it flow out into those new little squiggles that we've painted. I'm now adding some more petals all the way around and coming into the peony as well in the very lightest tea consistency color of the madder rose. Wherever it's creating a second layer on top of what's already there and already dry, it darkens it just a little bit, which gives it more of a three-dimensional look. And then I'm adding a few more petals just to give it a rounded look with the kind of the tutu effect going all the way around. We then go back into that tea consistency petal of madder rose, and we're adding another layer of that color so it's a little bit darker and creating a petal just to give that bud a little bit more of a three-dimensional look. I'm then going into, it's called bright green, which I believe it's a combination of phthalo green and a yellow. This is the Rosa Gallery Botanical Collection, but you can use any green that you like. I'm adding in a little bit of cadmium yellow just to warm it up a little bit so that it's closer to the color of the actual stem. But you can use whatever green that you like. And I'm using the same filbert brush, but I'm using it on its side, the thin rounded edge, and bringing it down in a line to create that stem. If you would rather use a round brush, the round brush would be perfect for this. Whatever kind of brush that you feel more comfortable with. For the sepals, we're using that same puddle of green mixed with a little bit of yellow and painting these rounded shapes around the bud. The stem is done in the same way, using that rounded edge of the brush on its side. I then add phthalo blue to that mixture. If you don't have phthalo blue, you can use ultramarine blue or another darker blue. And then I add a little bit more of that bright green to create a darker value of green, a darker color to make it look a bit more three-dimensional. So the right side of the stem is still that lighter color, and then I'm adding the darker color to the left-hand side of the stem to make it look like there's a bit of shadow. I decide to add just a little bit more yellow to the mixture, warm it up a little bit, and add another layer onto the first layer of shadow to make it just a little bit darker and a little bit warmer. And then I'm also putting that color into the sepals on the bud to darken it up a bit, and adding some more yellow to warm up that green just a little bit. It was a bit of a more yellow green when I was looking at the actual bud. There was a bit too much contrast between the highlighted side of the stem and the shadow, and it was also looking a bit too much of a cool color to me. So I added some yellow into the green, and I'm darkening that highlighted side and making it just a little bit more warm, a little bit more yellow. I'm now adding some more of that phthalo blue to the green and tapping it into the still wet sepals for a bit of shading, and also tapping it in to the still wet stem for a bit of shading right underneath the peony. For the leaf attached to the bud, I'm using that same filbert brush and just changing the angle and the amount of pressure that I'm putting on it to create the leaf shape. But you can create this leaf shape with any brush that you feel most comfortable with. With a round brush, you could do something similar with putting more pressure on it to make a fatter line, or you can draw it with your round brush and then fill it in. So whatever you're most comfortable with. I then added a little bit of a more blue-green to the leaf, as I thought that the leaf was just looking a little bit too light, And then I'm adding the rest of the little details around the bud. And then for a final detail for the main peony, we're using a little bit of that cadmium yellow, just a light wash of it, and adding it here and there towards the center of the flower. For the last leaf, I'm mixing in a little bit more of that green and a little bit more of that phthalo blue to make a bit of a deeper green for the leaf. If I were to paint this leaf again, I would not make it quite as curved perhaps towards the tip. It gets to be a little bit funny looking, but I didn't want to stop the painting and start over because of a leaf. So I kept going. I think that clip was a bit in the way of where I would have wanted the tip of the leaf to end up, so I curved it up just a little bit too much, I think. To add more detail to the bud, I'm using a little bit of that madder rose, and with just the tip of the paintbrush, I'm outlining the sepals. And then also outlining the one petal that's a little bit darker than the rest. And then dipping my paintbrush in water and softening those lines using just water, pulling that color towards the other side, softening those lines. I may have softened them just a little bit too much. The point was just to get a little bit of that madder rose or that red color in with that green of the sepals and define that petal just a little bit more. I'm mixing yellow into the green that's already there, more of the phthalo blue, adding a bit of water, making a rich deep green for this final layer, and I'm using long strokes to make the texture of the leaf, leaving a few unpainted areas, and then dabbing in just a little bit of yellow where the leaf meets the stem into the still wet leaf, adding more of a deeper shadow underneath the peony, adding a little bit more of the phthalo blue into the dark green for a bit more of a three-dimensional look. That dark deep shadow really makes the flower pop off the page. If you get the chance to paint one for yourself, please share with me on Facebook or Instagram. I love to see your work. It is one of my most favorite things. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.